Hi there everybody, it's Rosy here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me today for another card making video. And this time we are making this card, or a variation of it. Okay, so loads of texture on this one. The colours have been inspired by a little team challenge that we've got going on in Facebook, just with my Stampin Up team that I'm part of. So if you don't know, I'm part of the Pootlers group, Pootlers team. So that would be Sam Hammond, who heads that up. So she sets us little challenges every now and again. And this time we've got this fun colour challenge, and it's inspired by an image, and so there's no set colours necessarily, but the interpretation is there that sort of brown, blues, and sort of a deep sort of purpley colour. So we've interpreted that to be pecan pie, blackberry bliss, and misty moonlight. So that's where this has come about. Dropped in a little bit of early espresso there, just a bit of contrast there. The misty moonlight is in the I've just coloured some rhinestones and stamped that, and obviously brought in the blackberry bliss with those die cuts at the back. So most of this is done with the Timeless Arrangements stamp set and coordinating dies. There's an absolute ton of dies that go with this set. Absolutely lovely. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. Alright, so we'll get along with that. So the background here, we can see, has been embossed with an embossing folder. So one of our 3D embossing folders, which is this one here, but it's actually part of a set of 3 as part of the online exclusive. So I can't say for sure whether these are still available or not, but if they are, they'll just be on the Stampin' Up shop. Links will be in the description to the shops, so do check it out. But there's this pattern, kind of looks like, I don't know, fabric or something. We've got these great big bold dots, which are amazing, and then we've got this one which has like this sort of star kind of pattern to it. So I'm going to go with this one just to change things around a little bit. So I'm just going to pop those back in their little space over here on my desk. And instead of the pecan pie as the base, we're going to go with the misty moonlight as the base and layer it with a little bit of night of navy. So got those there. This is one of my mini layers, so this is an inch smaller, so it's shorter and narrower than a full card layer. So it's only 3 inches across instead of 4, and I would normally have this at 5 3/4. This is 4 3/4. Okay, so we'll pop that into the embossing folder. You might want to just have a little sort of adjust it and see whether it's even and stuff like that. So when you're happy with the placement, just need to pop that through the die cut machine. So I'm using my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and on the base platform itself it tells you exactly which sandwiches you need to use for each thing. So for the 3D embossing folders, I'm going to use this base platform and my dark grey number 4 plate, which is the embossing plate. So we'll just sandwich those together in there and we'll roll them through our machine. So there should be enough sort of, you should be able to feel it going through, but it shouldn't be difficult. If it's difficult, just check that you've got the combination of plates correct. So once that runs through, we get this beautiful textured piece of cardstock. So that's just phenomenal. Such a nice, quick and easy way to introduce some, I don't know, luxury, I guess, to the card. And because of all that texture though, rather than using my old faithful stamping seal, in fact I don't think I'm going to use any stamping seal today, going to use some wet glue, so that will get into all those peaks and troughs and allow us to get that secured down. Now you might find that your perfectly cut layers all of a sudden don't fit quite as nicely once you've embossed it, because of the you know, the way the card gets manipulated. It might make it seem a little shorter and narrower, but it should fit just fine. Okay, and then while we're here, let's just get this popped onto our card base. Okay, so we just want to get that eyeballed, something like straight. Get your sides straight. Hopefully the rest should fit in quite nicely, but because it's wet, don't forget, it will slide when you press it down like it just did. Of course, I'm not always used to that. Totally optional extra is to just run over that embossing just with a little bit of ink, just to lift it a bit, and I'm only doing that in the middle. And this is just whatever was left on the brush, so it may not necessarily be Misty Moonlight, it might be something else, but it's blue, it's fine. That was just residual ink. It's probably most likely to be some Orchid Oasis and a bit on there, but it doesn't matter. The whole point is that we've got this sort of general colour theme. So that's the card base done. Okay, and then we just need to make this sort of detailed bit on here. So I've already got the sentiment stamped, and I've used the smaller one of these little banner dies to cut a piece just in basic white. So this kind of pops out from the card quite a bit, stands out from those dark colours, so you may wish to use an alternative colour, but I quite like the bright white just to make that stand out. So I'm bringing in Pecan Pie, and this set of stamps has some really lovely sentiments in it that you can build up as well. You can use them together on their own, and they're quite easy to line up. It's a mixed font, so there's that straight font which allows me to line that up. Okay, and that looks just beautiful. It's a really nice little die because it's got these little crosses in it as well, rather than just a plain stitched element. It's really cute. Okay, so that's done, and that's really the only bit of stamping that we're going to do either as well. Okay, I'm going to bring in silicone craft sheet just to help me out a little bit on the next bit. I'm going to turn that over so that it's ready to go. And what I've pulled out two of the little dies to make up those foliage pieces, and I picked out ones that kind of overlapped but looked a bit different and orientated themselves in a different way. So I've already cut one each of these, and we just need to do one more. So again, I'm just pulling out scraps from my stash, and we're going to position those on here so that we can get the most out of this piece of card, she says, but I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get both of those on this piece. So I've got that piece, and I've got another scrap here which will do this piece, so we'll get those cut out. So again, refer to your base platform to see what sandwich you need for die cutting. So for thin dies, we need our base plate, we need our number 2 embossing plate for the die cutting plate. Okay, and then we'll sandwich it between 2 number 3 plates. So that's those, and we'll pop these on this plate like so. Okay, and then we'll get another number 3 plate, and we'll pop that on top, and we'll transfer that to the machine and run that through. Okay, just just adjusting those because the sort of transportation sort of sometimes makes them wibble a bit. So what I normally do is build it on the actual machine itself rather than move them around. So now they're in, just roll those through. And even though they're really detailed dies, they will die cut really easily. So we'll just take those off, pop those away ready for the next time, and they just fall out of that cardstock, no problem at all. Okay, and then you just want to use a little pokey tool just to get rid of all these little teeny tiny pieces, and these little holes help you release them from the back. If you just sort of run it along the back, it'll come out really easily. They are delicate, but not as delicate as you might think. Okay, so, and again we might have some little bits and pieces to pop out there, but we'll just loosen that one end, and then they go. It just falls out, no problem. And there's just these little pieces just to poke out there. Okay, so we've got 2 each of those now that we can glue onto the back of here. So we're going to do the little ones first, and again we'll use multi-purpose glue. So these are really cool because it gives you these little tabs that you can use to secure these onto your project. Okay, oops, a daisy, fingers and thumbs. So pop that in there, and I'm just lining it up inside that stitch line, and then this one will go along the bottom, or twizzle it round or whatever, like so. Okay, and then we're basically going to do the same with these ones. So this glue can make your fingers look a little bit sticky, so just be mindful of that. So I'm going to pick that up, and then this one's going to shuttle across to this side, so that nice little leaf is going to poke out that side. And again we'll twizzle it round, we'll do exactly the same, have that leaf poking out on the left there. It will just give you this lovely layered look. So obviously I've opted to use the same colour, but you could equally use different ones, different shades if you wanted to. Then I'm going to put a generous line of glue on the back of that so that we can get this adhered to this lovely textured background. That looks amazing. So cute. And that's sort of that little bit of ink, totally optional, but I do think it does help it pop out a little bit. And then this time, instead of the rhinestones, I think we'll get out these neutrals accents, neutrals adhesive back sequins, that's what they're called. And I think the closest ones really are going to be these nice copper coloured ones. So again, we'll just pop out our pokey tool here, which will just help us pull those off and position those off. Don't forget the odd numbers are, you know, sort of a design classic, so don't forget to use that. Always look good. And if it's not a 3, just make sure it's an odd number, and it'll look better. So otherwise your brain starts to try and organise them. Okay, so that's it. It's not super complicated, but nonetheless, I think it's a really nice combination of colours, something a little different. It's nice to have a challenge and do something that you wouldn't normally do, because these are quite dark and sort of grungy looking, but I think they've turned out really cool. Hope you've enjoyed that. As I say, links will be in the description. Do browse the store, see if there's anything else you'd like. And yeah, that's it from me today. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're staying safe. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.